What we just watched was a clip of Abandoned from this man here, Mr. Matthew Abaya. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Just do me a favor, tell us a little bit about the genesis of this film. Where did it come from and why?
Well, it's been a while since I worked on like a short film, and I felt like I needed to get like a really good warm-up film before I made a feature film, try to get all the scares out and really test myself in terms of my direction. I didn't have any any inspirations at that moment, but then all of a sudden this car was abandoned in front of my house, henceforth the title Abandoned. And it doesn't seem very scary and all, but like when I would go to sleep at night and I would look out the window, there would be this abandoned car out there, and I used to have like weird dreams about what if there was something that bad happened and that's why it was there, like maybe a dead body being in the trunk or something,
Yeah. Did you ever just sneak out and look in the windows and see what kind of crap was laying on the floor of the car?
It was pretty. Actually, the real car wasn't all that. There wasn't anything really inside, but the doors were unlocked, so it was very tempting to want to open the door, which kind of happens in the movie.
Right. Do tell me, one of the things that was very exciting to me and to my cohorts, may they rest in peace, as we were watching your film, was the camera work and the actual quality of the camera you were using. What were you using there? I
was using a 24p Panasonic camera. It's a DVX 100A. If you put it into 24p mode, it has a very cinematic quality. What I did to try to really boost up a more cinematic quality was I would put a lot of neutral density on it and then pump up the f-stop so that it would get a really shallow depth of field, and I would have to really rack in the focus. And then oftentimes I think I kept really good with tight close-up shots because it's harder to spot out the video-esque kind of things that go on in a camera work when you use a digital video camera. What did you use for editing? What was your editing suite? Yes, it's in my dungeon. It's a Final Cut Pro. Actually, it's an older version of Final Cut Pro. It wasn't like the most recent version. It's more Final Cut Amateur now? I wouldn't call it that, but it's still the Pro version. It's not the latest Final Cut Pro suite. As soon as I can raise enough money for myself, sure, I probably will splurge and get myself that latest suite there. So I'm running off of a G4 computer when they got like G5s and some other really great equipment. It's, I'm just trying to push whatever I have to whatever limits I can with that. Yeah, you do mention full length. You have a feature length film in the works right now? Yeah, I've just been writing. I'm still writing a few drafts of it right now, but between the time that I did my first film, Bantinai, and until now, I've been feeling like I've been spending so much time behind the keyboard typing that sometimes it feels like nothing really gets done, in a time, even though you are getting a lot of work done. Just nobody knows what goes on between you and that laptop there. Like all the words go there and nobody gets to see it till then. And gotta exercise the filmmaking muscles and get out there and do something else and make sure that you're up on your game. And I said, well, we need to make a good scary film that really relies upon direction and action and lighting. And Francis Novero, the actor, he really carried that film along. Because a lot of times that film is mostly just him by himself. That's just him a lot of the time. Yeah. Can you give us a hint as to what genre you're moving into in your feature length? Is there anything you can tell us that won't give too much away? I'm, kind of going back to the previous film than the Abandoned. I'm actually going into Philippine folklore a lot. Nice. It's like I'm really interested in aswangs and duendes, which is like dwarfs and vampires. And nice. I'm really trying to make something that hasn't really been seen a lot in American cinema. Certainly in the United States, there's a lot lacking in terms of our understanding of foreign folklore outside of the chupacabra, which is lots of fun and all, don't get me wrong. Well, they found them. They exist, man. So apparently did Donald Rumsfeld. It wasn't just yeah, so that's pretty scary. I don't know. Sorry. If we wanted to find you on the web, where do we go? What do we do? We go to Idontcarefilms.com. Idontcare Films. Nice. And are you out in the areas of MySpace, Facebook? Yes, you can find me. Hit me up on all those. I'm on Facebook and MySpace, and the Vampire Freaks and whatever else you got out there. Beautiful. Well, we really appreciate you coming in. I really appreciate Thank you so much. Being invited here. Yeah. Yeah, it's our pleasure. And you go nowhere, because we're not.